Babylonian tablet is said to date from around 2000 before the Common Era, and it would appear that the Christian Passion story is merely a late edition of the Babylonian drama. If it could be proved that something supposedly so unique and detailed as the Christian Passion tale was merely an adaptation of a religious drama that was already over 2 millennia older than Christianity, the argument against the authenticity of Christianity could be strengthened several orders of magnitude. The notion that Jesus Christ was no more historical than Zeus, Osiris, Krishna, or Bel would be virtually proven. Unfortunately, since John G. Jackson, for all his brilliance, was not an Assyriologist who could read cuneiform tablets on his own, he had to rely on secondary or even tertiary sources for his discussion of this most tantalizing topic. More unfortunately, his only source for information concerning the Babylonian Passion Play is a book by J. Arthur Findlay, The Psychic Stream, or The Source and Growth of the Christian Faith. According to Findlay, the Babylonian Passion Play is based on a tablet discussed in the ruins of Babylon by Professor H. Zimmern, and the curator of the Babylonian section of the British Museum supplied him with a translation of the document. Now, a publication by the Psychic Press is not likely to inspire much confidence on the part of atheist scholars. Even so, it is unthinkable that Findlay simply made up the story, despite the fact that John G. Jackson appears to be the only other scholar to have examined it in 50 years. It is possible the story was just too hot for mainline scholars to handle. Because of the extreme importance of this question, I myself have tried to discover the facts concerning the Babylonian Passion Play. Almost certainly, the Professor H. Zimmern was Heinrich Zimmern, a German Assyriologist who lived from 1862 to 1931. Zimmern published a number of books that certainly might relate to the subject in question. His Babylonische Hymnen und Gebete, Babylonian Hymns and Prayers, 2 parts, 1905 and 1911, and his Vater, Sohn und Fürsprecher in der babylonischen Gottesvorstellung, Father, Son, and Intercessor in the Babylonian Conception of God, Leipzig, 1896, might certainly be expected to contain some reference to the tablet in question. Even more tantalizingly, he authored a work entitled Zum Streit die Christumsmitte, the Christ Myth Controversy, relating to Arthur Drew's book, Die Christumsmitte, the Christ Myth, a work arguing that Jesus was not an historical figure. Alas, as this book goes to press, I've been unable to obtain any of these rare books, and emails to the present curator of the Babylonian collection at the British Museum have gone unacknowledged as well as unanswered. If I am ever able to learn the truth about the Passion Play of Bel, I will add it to this foreword. Most likely, the information will warrant an entire book. Frank R. Zindler, Editor, American Atheist Press, June 2002. About the author. John G. Jackson was an educator, lecturer, author, and a man of principle. He was born on April 1, 1907, into a family of Methodists. As he remembers now, he has been an atheist since he could think. The family minister once asked him when he was small, "Who made you?" After some thought, he replied from his own realization, "I don't know." He lived for 50 years in New York City, 1932 to 1977, lecturing at the Ingersoll Forum of the American Association for the Advancement of Atheism from 1930 to 1955. During a parallel period, he wrote articles for the Truth Seeker magazine. He was at the same time a writer and associate of the Rationalist Press Association in London, England, from 1932 to 1972. Beginning in 1971, he became a lecturer in the Black Studies Department of Rutgers University, remaining there until 1973. From 1973 to 1977, he was a visiting professor at the University of New York. When he moved to Chicago, he quickly became a visiting professor at Northeast Illinois University from 1977 to 1980. One of the courses which he taught was comparative religion. His approach to that course was such that university officials cautioned him to be more discreet. Another of his courses dealt with social movements. Jackson was ever a consistent friend of labor and was a member of the UAW District 65 AFL-CIO for most of his life.